Alright, here in the finals, got the choice and we'll play first. And just a one lander, so I think we better mulligan that, especially since it's plains. Alright, no land, so we're going to have to go to 5. And I guess we'll keep this. First time we've seen our Reach of Shadows, but certainly not the best hand. So, but we will keep it. Definitely don't want to mulligan in general, but certainly not in a deck that's got as many fatties as we do. So let's see what we're up against. No 2-drop does help. Alright, let's get the Woolly Loxodon down and pass. So as long as he's got a slow start, we've, as per usual, got a good late game plan. Hordling Outburst. Ah, so some sort of trumpety blast deck, I imagine. Not a bad draw. I'm still going to block a token if he swings with everything. Because otherwise he's just not motivated to cast Trumpet Blast, so kind of gotta... Ooh, I was going to say, he could Arc Lightning us there. That would have been pretty nasty. Alright, well, we have our 5th land. That's good. So now if he swings with his Morph, we can Reach of Shadows after he unmorphs. We'll block with our Highland game. No attacks. Very interesting. Got our 6th land, so I think that we shall... Well, guess we can swing with our Morph, but I don't know what this is yet. Let's just swing with our Morph, see if he blocks. If he does block, we'll unmorph. If he doesn't block, so be it. Alright. I imagine he's got something up his sleeve, but he did force our hand here. We're going to have to unmorph and see what he's got. Could have that. Well, guess he didn't really have anything. Alright. Pine Walker. Accept that. We've got the Reach of Shadows for it, if need be. Ooh, Savage Punch is pretty nasty for us there. Guess he can't really attack with the Pine Walker now, though. That's good. Should have actually swung first. But thankfully we've got another fatty follow-up. Take our 1. He's got 3 cards left. There's another fatty. Very nice. Let's just drop the Tusked Colossedon and then pass. Ooh, it's a big dude. So it looks like we might just want to Reach of Shadows that fellow instead. So we've got 7 mana, which is not quite enough to do Loxodon and Reach of Shadows. Well, I can swing with Tusk Colossedon and then hard cast Woolly Loxodon. That's not that bad, actually. I think I'll do that. It makes us take 4 in the air from the Destructor Dragon, but if I Reach of Shadows the dragon, the problem is I lose out on some pretty valuable mana here. I'm willing to trade a Pine Walker for a Tusk Colossedon as well. Alright, this is a trade that's acceptable. Now that's interesting. I don't like that block for him at all, so now we're in a much better position. Now we get to Reach of Shadows his Pine Walker and kill his dragon. So we take care of the actual 2 biggest threats without any sort of loss. Very good for us. Don't get to hardcast our Loxodon anymore because of the destruction of our land, but I would say that is the least of our concerns at the moment. Alright, we're going to definitely block the Bloodfire Expert. If he's got a trick, so be it. Alright, I'd say that worked out pretty well for us. Warname Aspirant, certainly not a huge deal. And, ooh, new card. Alright, 5/2 has first strike and trample as long as an instant and sorcery card are in the graveyard, which are not. Just sorcery at the moment. But that guy does trade for our Tuscalocodon, something to keep in mind. So I think we're just going to do Whisper and Morph Loxodon. And then pass. I would prefer to not trade with the Bloodfire Enforcers, especially considering our deck has multiple Dowsing Glooms in it. Hungering Yeti. As long as you control a green or blue permanent, you may play it as though it had flash. Well, did not have a green or blue permanent, so it makes sense that he would cast it there. Alright, Kintree Invocation. Quite good for us here. As much as well, let me think about it. I guess I can, let me think. So I can swing with Woolly Loxodon, see how he blocks. I can unmorph, but then I can't do the Kintree Invocation, but I think it's worth it. So we're going to swing with the morph, see how he blocks. Basically, I want him to, alright, so he did no blocks. So, I could get a 7/7 here. I definitely want a 7/7. I can, basically, I do 4 less damage, but it gets me a 7/7 now. Which is certainly good. Otherwise, I can unmorph and wait on the Kintree until next turn, which also isn't that bad. So basically, the question is, do I want a 7/7 this turn, or do I want to... Can I do both? 2, 3, 4... Oh, I can do both. Well, I guess there's no question at all. Here's our green source. So I guess we swing with these two. He could do some double blocks, but if I do Tuscalocodon, he trades. Basically, the question is, do I want to... He could also have an instant speed spell, in which case this guy gets first strike and trample. First strike would stop our Colossadon, but I think we do the safe attack then, because he theoretically could have drawn an instant there. I'm going to attack in a way that, yeah, this seems like a pretty good situation for us there. We kill 2 guys, so we get a 2-for-1. I'm going to play the land, show them that we are, in fact, Abzan and not Sultai. Krumar is a fine draw. Still no real need to trade our Tuscalocodon for a Bloodfire Enforcer. Now we can start swinging with the Krumar as well next turn. And actually, I guess we can swing with everything theoretically because it will be lethal damage. And Bear's Companion, certainly a good draw for him, but not the end-all be-all. He still doesn't really have a good block for our Woolly Loxodon, which is Good news for us. All right, so let's see. If I swing with Colossedon and Loxodon, he just blocks there. All right, I think I'm just swinging Loxodon once again. As mentioned, he doesn't really have a good block here. He can do Bloodfire Enforcer plus Bear, but he'll lose both. He can do Bear's Companion plus Bloodfire Enforcer, but it's still not all that good for him, since he'll lose the 5 power guy and just be left with a 4/4 to our 6/5. We are going to force him to block pretty soon here. All right. Still drawing lands. So if I swing with my 3 guys, he blocks here and blocks here and blocks there. So I guess we just swing with the Loxodon once again. I think at this point he definitely, all right. He's just trying to buy himself some time, understandably. We're just trying to draw a bit more action. That Bloodfire Enforcer is certainly keeping us at bay a bit. Just looking for a Thousand Gloom, and then we've got lethal here. There it is. So we'll take care of this guy. And that should do it. All right. So opponent is Teamer. I guess I could have swung with the Krumar too. It's not like he could have blocked it. Teamer, he's got Savage Punch. He has Destructor Dragon. This card, that Dragon cycle is going to be really interesting. New addition to the format, definitely. He has Hordling Outburst, which I still think is an interesting card choice for his deck. There's nothing wrong with this card, but it's just interesting. I mean, I guess it's actually decent against us. We have the X1s, quite a few of them actually. But my issue with it in his deck is if he's not running, he could still be running Trumpet Blast, I guess, too. But it doesn't seem all that great for him. I guess it's a card that buys some time. Card choices that we want. Ancestral Vengeance only kills tokens, really. Grave Strength, no. Brave the Sands seems reasonable, but not really all that great. He didn't seem aggressive enough where that would pay off. Actually, Brave the Sands would have been a good card to bring in match 1. I should have thought of that. I'm sure someone will have left a comment by the time this video. You guys watch this video. I'm sure someone's already left a comment about that. But yeah, that would have been a good sideboard choice in match 1. Though it is in white, so maybe it's still tough to splash. It's tough to say. I don't think we have a sideboard based on what I saw out of my opponent's deck. It's just we sort of got to win that fatty war of attrition. So let's try again. I would say Woolly Loxodon has absolutely been the MVP this entire draft. Card is very good. This is an excellent hand. We get the Whisper, and then we get maybe even a turn 3 Bitter Revelation or something else if we find it. And Bitter Revelation into Shambling Attendants at some point. This is actually just a very good hand. Highland Game, not bad. Could actually do the Highland Game instead. Depends. Doing the Whisper gives me Bitter Revelation. Well, now I'm a little more tempted to do the Highland Game. Go in some damage prevention, turn off his raid. And the trade is certainly better for me than it is for him. If I do Whisper here, I can do turn 3 Bitter Revelation, but we're taking some damage. I'm just going to do Highland Game. If it trades, it makes my Shambling Attendants cheaper anyway, which is certainly good for us. Morph, okay. Let's see. Well, Savage Punch is going to be good against our Whisper of the Wilds, but I'm not going to play around that, so we'll drop our Whisper. Allows us to Bitter Revelation next turn and Shambling Attendants or Tusked Colossedon the turn after that. Haven't seen a green or blue source out of our opponent yet, which is good news. He could be missing those mana. All right, another morph. No big deal there. Let's see if we draw something we can play. Well, still not quite at the point of playing the cards we need to play. So I think we're just going to Bitter Revelation. And there's no 1-drops really we've got. So, all right. Well, this seems obvious. Take our removal and ditch lands. I do very much like the Bitter Revelation. So now we just pass. I may just want to Douse and Gloom pretty soon here, actually. But I guess first things first, let's just get our Tuscalocedon down there. The reason we want to do the Tuscalocedon is it turns on the Ferocious of our Whisperer. So it seems like it would be the most beneficial. Our opponent's playing a more beatdown deck than I first pegged it to be. But that's no biggie. So yeah, let's do this. Yeah, we'll do this. Hopefully he doesn't have an active treason, but if he does, we'll cross that road when we have to. For now, we've got some good removal and setting up for some good late game stuff. Our opponent is certainly missing land drops, which is nice for us. I would like to Douse and Gloom one of these morphs. I don't know which one to do. It's kind of a shot in the dark, but I usually... Interesting. I guess I'm going to block. What could he have? I presume some sort of burn spell? Actually, it makes more sense to take out a morph guy, I think. What could he have with 3 red mana that I'm not thinking of? Arc Lightning, maybe? So I think I'm going to take more damage just to take out a morph guy. Yeah, well, it was a good morph guy to take out, certainly. Let's see what we're doing. Arc Lightning. Bathe in Dragonfire. All right. Well, he 2-for-1 himself. We're still not really that much a risk of dying here, especially not with that draw. So I think we're just going to drop the Loxodon now. And then pass. All right. No active treason, so we're not actually dead. But admittedly, I did not play around active treason there, which would have been pretty devastating, to tell you the absolute truth. Let's see here. I think we're actually in pretty good shape now. So now we'll swing with the Loxodon. Start getting our damage in. He certainly does not have a good block. Not interested anyway. And then we've got this Ferocious up, so we have access to 9 mana, which means I think we want to cast Shambling Attendants for 2... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Leave up Reach of Shadows and Douse and Gloom. Or I could play Skull Hunter and leave up Douse and Gloom. Actually, maybe just kill his morph. Yeah, I like that, actually. So let's just delve it out. And then we'll Douse the morph, thereby just not giving him an opportunity to unmorph that. Well, I guess he could have, theoretically. And then we'll play a Skull Hunter for full value. And then we're really starting to get on the offensive here at this point. Plus, still left with a removal spell in hand, which is quite good. Mob Rule, well, gain control Ulk, whoa. Jeez. I imagine my opponent won some games with that. Still missing both blue and green mana. I mean, it would appear that he's mostly red, and then just splashing green and blue, as I would imagine. So let's just full on get real assaultive here. Just taking it all. All right. Well, I'm okay with that. We have the Reach of Shadows if we need it. So we're not dead to Aerostorm, even if he cracks with both. I think I just block Bloodfire Expert. Anyway, I'm going to have Reach of Shadows. I don't even have to use it. Pyrotechnics. 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. So he's just taking out the blocker. So it looks like we are going to get the victory here. I imagine. I mean, he certainly can't even. Oh, he's just. Well, let's just take out this guy then. Take our damage. We had the victory anyway. I don't know why I even did that. But opponent did not see green or blue the whole game. But we got the match. And we got the draft. So very good. We won the draft. Our first Fate Reforged. That's a good feeling. Archfiend of Depravity played very well. Willie Loxodon, I would say, was MVP throughout the entire draft. Grim Contest, I would say played very well. I liked Hooded Assassin in match 1. It was a good blocker. Kintry Invocation did some work for us. Whisper of the Wilds, got a chance to showcase that. Finally got a chance to play Reach of Shadows. I very much like it. I thought it played well. Douse Gloom was everything I hoped it would be and more. So very excited to see some more Fate Reforged, and I hope you guys are too. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you for the next one.